Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's professional development session at Uluwalala College. Today, we'll be discussing a crucial topic. What is the Civil Service Code of Conduct? In this session, we will define the Civil Service Code of Conduct as a set of behaviors that employees must adhere to in conducting themselves at the workplace. It comprises 14 points under the Civil Service Act 1999. Breaching this code of conduct can lead to discipline, with serious outcomes such as termination. It reflects the values of the civil service. The first principle is honesty and integrity. An employee must behave honestly and with integrity in the course of employment in the civil service. This applies to honesty and integrity at work, in timesheets and attendance, planning and reports, and dealings with colleagues, parents, community members, external organizational partners, and students. The second principle is care and diligence. An employee must act with care and diligence in the course of employment in the civil service. Employees should serve genuinely, intending to help and satisfy the needs of customers. They should take care to prepare and deliver service to the required expectations. Diligence involves being aware of any issues and raising them with leaders early. It also means showing compassion for customers, caring for those who are special, and adapting your approach, as well as protecting your staff at work from harm and danger. The third principle is respect. An employee, when acting in the course of employment in the civil service, must treat everyone with respect and courtesy, and without coercion or harassment of any kind. This includes sexual harassment or discrimination, whether direct or indirect, on any of the prohibited grounds or discrimination contained in the Employment Relations Act 2007, Section 76, Sexual Harassment, and Section 77(1). The fourth principle is obey the law. An employee, when acting in the course of employment in the public service, must comply with all applicable acts and subordinate legislation. Examples include the Health and Safety Act, Civil Service Act 1999, Education Act, Child Welfare Act, Employment Relations Act, and the Constitution of Fiji. The fifth principle is to follow your leader's instructions. An employee must comply with all lawful and reasonable directions given by persons in authority in the employee's ministry, department, or parliamentary body. Support your leaders, as they have a difficult role and need your support. Be reliable, offer solutions, take initiative, give them feedback, be loyal to the team, and make information available. The principle is to be trustworthy with confidential information. An employee must maintain appropriate confidentiality about dealings that the employee has with any minister or any member of the staff of a minister. Keep work-related sensitive information confidential. If you are unsure before releasing information, seek clarification from your manager or director is to avoid conflict of interest. An employee must disclose, and take reasonable steps to avoid, any conflict of interest, real or apparent, in connection with employment in the civil service. Avoid anything that may involve a direct personal or financial interest in the outcome, a possible clash between your self-interest and the interests of your employer, or discharging your duty to a third party which would conflict with your duty to your employer. Be aware of influence others may have on you, and vice versa. The eighth principle is to use and treat government resources well. An employee must use government resources and assets in a proper way. Keep the workplace clean, care for resources, be involved in the workplace upkeep, use vehicles as per policy, and use FEG responsibly. The ninth principle is to give the right information. A person must not, in the course of or in connection with employment in the civil service, provide false or misleading information in response to a request for information that is made for official purposes. The 10th principle is no inside dealings. An employee must not make improper use of official information or of the employee's duties, status, power, or authority in order to gain, or seek to gain, a benefit or advantage for the employee or for anyone else. The 11th principle is to keep information confidential. An employee must not, except in the course of his or her duties as an employee, or with the express authority of the permanent secretary of his or her ministry, department, or parliamentary body, give or disclose, directly or indirectly, any information about public business or anything of which the employee has official knowledge. The 12th principle is to behave with integrity and good repute. An employee must at all times behave in a way that upholds the civil service values and the integrity and good reputation of the civil service. The 13th principle is to behave whilst on duty travel. An employee on duty overseas must at all times behave in a way that upholds the good reputation of the state. The 14th principle is to comply with regulations and directions from the Honourable Minister, Assistant Minister, Permanent Secretary. An employee must comply with any other conduct requirement prescribed by regulations, specified in directions or required of the employee by his or her Permanent Secretary. This includes ministry circulars issued by the Permanent Secretary, directions and letters issued by the Permanent Secretary, and decisions endorsed and approved by the Permanent Secretary. A soft copy of our professional development materials will be emailed to you this afternoon. Please feel free to share this with your friends.